Today, I'm doing something a little bit differently in this video. I'm actually taking my financial liability to go get it washed. It's been a while since I've had my car washed. It's been sitting in my driveway. It's been filthy. But that's a little bit different than what I talk about on my channel and what most financial people in this niche talk about. See, one thing that we're conditioned to do whenever we start to try to figure out how to get ahead financially is we think that it's all or nothing. We think that it's either you go all hard, you never spend any money, you never enjoy your life, or the flip side of that is you have zero responsibility and you just go out and spend money without any consequences or a budget in place. But there's definitely a happy medium. Whenever I was in my 20s, I was in debt. I was making more money than I ever had in my life. And this was in the mid 2000s. I was making $40,000 a year. Not a lot of money. Especially nowadays, but it wasn't a ton of money back then either. But at that point in time, I had never touched that kind of money in my life. I always grew up where everyone lived paycheck to paycheck. Everybody in my neighborhood had the same struggle. And whenever I finally started getting a little bit of money, I kind of lost a little bit of financial control with getting in some credit card debt. I got into consumer debt, store charge cards. I had a newish car, newer. My wife had a brand new car, and we were just living paycheck to paycheck, even though we were making way more money than we ever had at any point in our life. And whenever I started to understand finances and understand what it takes to actually get ahead, I actually went the all or nothing route. Like, I didn't want to spend any money. It was all about debt pay down and maximizing how much money that I could save. And that's not healthy. And I did recognize that, and I noticed that. Now, I still have guardrails in place. I still have my budget. I still make sure I stay within that, but it's not realistic. So one of the things that I went out and did probably about 4 or 5 months ago is I went out and I got a new car. I was driving a 2018 Tesla Model S, and love it or hate it, the Tesla, but I actually really liked that car. It was a phenomenal car. I mean, it had a lot of speed. It had the power. I know that there's some people that say, oh, if it's an EV, that doesn't count. I don't care. I mean, I'm 45, almost 46 years old. I'm not worried about drag racing people and being part of some car community, but it was a car that I had purchased when I started doing my side hustle in real estate. I was driving all around the city of Charlotte, showing homes and looking at homes, and I was spending a lot of money in gas, and being able to drive that Tesla Model S saved me a lot of money. So I had that car for about 4 years or so. And once I decided that I was just going to hang it up in the real estate space, at least from a realtor perspective, I decided it was time to get something new. So I went out and I got my Benz, which I love this car. And I know a lot of people will say, hey, man, you could have used that money to invest instead of buying a liability. And that's true. But guess what? I'm also don't have any debt. The only debt my wife and I have is our mortgage. So we, over the past 15 years or so, have put ourselves in a position to where we can go out and enjoy ourselves within reason. Now, there's some people that like to take trips. No heat, no shade. There's some people that like to, spend their money in other ways. But that's not the point. The point is whenever you put yourself in a position financially to be able to do the things that you want to do because you've taken care of your business, then to me, that's financial freedom. Now, financial independence is a little bit of a different story where you have money making money for you and while you don't have to do anything. But I'm talking about real financial independence. There's so many people out there that have no idea what it means to actually not have any debt outside of a mortgage. Most people have an egregious amount of debt and they don't know how to get out of it. They don't know what to do. They feel stuck. And I'm not saying that to shame people, because I was there in my 20s, my early 30s. That was me. Until I realized that as long as you have a guardrail in place, right? And the guardrail is your budget. I talk about that a lot on my channel. I always talk about budgeting. In fact, I'm going to start making a few more videos on how I budget and, the best ways to budget to get yourself out of debt, because that is truly the foundation that'll get you to where you want to be. Being in debt is stressful. Think about how often you're laying there at night, sleepless nights, because you're thinking about debt. And it's not healthy. It's not a healthy way to live. And being debt free is one of the best feelings in the world, right? You could either have a brand new car, which is nice, right? Nothing against cars, because I'm a car guy, or be debt free. I'm going to choose debt free 10 out of 10 times. Why? Because I know that being debt free, nobody can come and take anything from you. Nobody's coming to take my car. Nobody's coming to take my wife's car. I don't owe any credit card companies. I don't have any store charge card debt. I don't have any student loans. I don't have any of that stuff. And I don't plan to ever have credit card debt that I don't pay off every single month. That's just not going to happen. It's not me. And that's the financial responsibility that you have to have in order to actually see some progress and get ahead. See, I often talk about not getting cars on my channel. I talk about it a lot, especially if you're in debt. And the reason that I talk about that is because it's the number one way to kill your ability to get ahead financially. But once you put the work in and you have the patience to do it the right way, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with going out and getting what you want. Man, the dude beside me, bass is hitting. I know you can hear that on the video here. But that's really what it's all about. It's all about financial responsibility, because that goes a long way. So I'm heading to the car wash here. I'm going to wash my car, and then I'm going to be back and we're going to finish our conversation. All right, so I'm back, just finished up, about to head back home. But guys, this is not the content that I typically post on my channel, but I definitely wanted to get this up because I wanted to make sure that whenever you're searching for ways on how to get ahead financially and get out of the debt that you're in, I don't want you to always think that it's an all or nothing type approach. There's different ways to get to where you want to be from a financial perspective. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with going out and actually enjoying yourself, especially if you've done everything that you're supposed to do. You're doing well financially for yourself. You don't have a lot of debt. You don't have a lot of things that are taking away your income that you have coming in every single month. Now, I will say one of the things that I enjoy now, much more than, buying cars and doing things like that, is having conversations with you guys. Because there have been so many people that have jumped in and joined and watched my channels and have joined my investment challenges. And the messages that you guys leave, letting me know that you're now investing, you're starting to see some financial clarity in your future. That means more to me than being able to drive these types of cars, because I really wish that I had somebody like that whenever I was in my 20s or even in my early 30s that I could lean on, find some information in order to get myself in a position to where I actually am now. I would have been here much sooner than that. So guys, leave a comment down below. Let me know, what do you think? Are you tired of seeing people on YouTube in the financial space that tell you that you can never spend any money, you can never do anything for yourself, and everything's got to be 100% all or nothing? I want to get your feedback on that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll check you out on the next video.